Alright, here we are back in Lightroom. Here is the HDR process version right here that was automatically re-imported, and we can compare that to the in-camera version right here. Now there's nothing wrong with the in-camera version. In fact, I'd say if we were just to pick one of these images, the in-camera version would be much more solid if that was all we were going to do to the image. But since we are going to do additional processing, doing the other route basically allows me to preserve a little bit of extra detail, add a little bit of additional color, and just get a finer look out of the image. So we're going to go with that route. Now, you could always also just use the in-camera HDR to do that same blend technique. The only thing that's wrong with this is that this file, for some reason, in camera does get slightly cropped, and so the dimensions aren't quite the same as the original image. So just be aware of that when if you are trying to use the original JPEG process file in camera, it could be different in size. Okay, so let's grab this brightest version of the image and let's go and process this as if it were our only image. So we're going to go and grab our preset. Let's go to HDR Max, and then we're going to bring down the exposure significantly. All right, so we can kind of see all the range here, and now we just need to make some modifications so it's not quite as funky. Okay, so let's bring down the shadows a little, not too much. Bring down the blacks just a bit, and then raise the exposure a little bit. And we're going to keep contrast just a bit down. Again, the reason why I'm kind of making these things a little more subtle right now is because we have another whole section on finishing the image afterwards, after the whole blending process. So we don't have to worry about getting it flawlessly perfect right now. We want to get it good. We don't want to make anything too powerful basically in this step, because it will be somewhat noticeable. Alright, so let's zoom in, check out our noise reduction. I think everything should be pretty solid. Our detail looks good. We might be able to pull that back just a little bit. Let's pull it back to negative. Let's pull it back to 10. I think it looks nice at 10. Alright, this is looking pretty solid right now. So let's go and grab this. Let's just give our HDR process version a once over. Make sure we don't need any additional noise reduction. Sometimes the image will actually need a little bit of extra noise reduction, but this looks okay. We do see a little bit of noise down here, but that's all right. We're going to be pulling mostly from the original image anyway in those areas. Okay, at this point we're done with our HDR processed and with our Lightroom process raw file. We're ready for the blending process. So I'm going to select both these files, right click, edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. Alright, so these are opening up in Photoshop. Let's go on to the next video where we're going to actually process and blend these two images inside of Photoshop.